I am a stranger to myself, a wanderer in my own soul. The world spins, bright, loud, indifferent, and I stand apart, trembling before a question I cannot silence. Who am I? I've sought the answer in mirrors, in crowds, in the quiet of sleepless nights, and found only echoes. Life is a riddle, not a road, and I walk it with a heart too heavy to rest. The crowd presses close, their voices a drone of certainty. Work, laugh, die, repeat. I recoil. Their peace is a mask, their truth a sleep I cannot share. I've watched them march, content in their chains, and felt the weight of my own. To live is to choose, and to choose is to ache, alone, awake, alive in a way they cannot fathom. Despair clings to me like damp air. It is not loud, it whispers, it seeps, it coils around the bones. I've known it, days when the sun mocked me, nights when my breath felt borrowed. Not the despair of loss, but of being, of seeing no shore, no star, no end. Yet in its depths, I glimpsed a spark. To feel, this is to be. To be is to fight. Faith is no soft balm. It is a leap across a chasm. I've stood at that edge, toes curling over the void, the wind of doubt howling below. Reason falters there. It maps the world but not the soul. I've leapt, not to safety, not to answers, but to something beyond. A voice calls, faint and fierce, and I follow, blind but burning. The self is a storm, a clash of shadows and light. I've wrestled it, torn between flesh that craves and a spirit that yearns. Who am I beneath the noise? I've sought it in silence, in prayer, in the terror of my own thoughts. Not a name, not a mask, but a flame, one I must tend, one I must become, though it singes me raw. Time presses, relentless as a tide. It sweeps past, hours into dust, years into memory, and I cannot grasp it. I've wasted it on trifles, on dreams of what I might be, and woken to find it gone. Yet each moment is a door, a chance to step through. I stand at it now, heart pounding, knowing it shuts behind me forever. Love is a wound I cannot heal. It pierces, it lifts, it leaves me bare. I felt its sting and called it holy. Not the love of ballads, but a deeper ache for another, for the infinite, for the unseen. I've loved and lost myself in it, found myself through it. It demands all, and I give all, though it breaks me every time. The world offers its prizes, gold, praise, a seat among the safe. I've turned from them, felt their glitter fade in my hands. They are husks, hollow at the core. I've sought instead what cuts deeper, a truth I cannot touch, a call I cannot name. The crowd takes the shell. I chase the fire beneath. Anguish is my companion, my guide. It gnaws, not at the body, but at the soul's root. I've borne it through days of gray, through nights of endless why. Not a foe to flee, but a friend to face. It strips me, shows me my limits, dares me to pass them. In its grip, I am most alive. Sin whispers, and I hear it. I've stumbled, lust, pride, the pull to turn away, and felt its shadow grow. Not the sin of deeds alone, but of the heart that drifts, that forgets. I've knelt before it, not to beg, but to see. It is mine, and in owning it, I rise. Purity is not absence, but struggle. The eternal presses close. I feel it in the wind, in the stillness, in the beat of my fragile chest. I've sought it, not in books, not in creeds, but in the shiver of my own being. It is not a place, not a prize, but a presence. I reach for it, fall short, reach again. That reach is my life. Death is no distant specter. It walks with me. I've seen its face in the mirror, heard its step in the dark. It will come, swift or slow, and take me whole. I do not run. I've faced it in thought, in dread, in quiet wonder. It ends nothing I do not yield. It crowns what I dare to be. The knight of faith rides alone. I am he, or I strive to be. I've let go, home, hope, the sure ground beneath, and leapt into the unseen. Not for certainty, not for rest, but for the leap itself. I've fallen, bruised, risen, each scar a mark of that ride. The world sees folly. I see flight. Truth is not a stone, it is a sea, shifting, deep, uncaught. I've dived into it, through words, through tears, through the silence that deafens. It eludes me, yet I swim. I've found no bottom, no shore, only currents that pull me on. To seek it is to live it, though it drowns me every time. The crowd calls this madness good. I've walked their paths, worn their calm, and choked on it. Sanity is their sleep. I choose the wakeful storm. I've stood apart, felt their eyes, their whispers, and smiled. My truth is not theirs. Mine burns, mine moves, mine is mine alone. Joy is no reward. It is a theft from despair. I've snatched it, in a bird's arc, a stranger's nod, a dawn too bright to hold. It asks no why. I ask no why of it. I've danced with it in the absurd, in the ache, in the now. The world stays mute. I sing back. The self is not found. It is made. I've chipped at it, through doubt, through dread, through fleeting glimpses of more. Not a gift given, but a work begun. I've faltered, lost it, sought it anew, each crack a step. It is not whole, not yet, but it is mine to shape. God looms, vast and veiled, I tremble before him. I've called out, angry, broken, bare, and heard no echo clear. Yet the silence speaks, the longing answers. I've leapt toward him, not to grasp, but to hang in the air, between doubt and trust, fear and fire. That space is my faith. So I live, not waiting, not winning, but walking. The abyss yawns, dark, deep, unyielding, and I meet it with my breath, my will, my fragile yes. I've staggered under its gaze, felt its pull, defied its grip. You can too. This life is no answer. It is a cry, a step, a leap into what might be. And here, in this flicker of dust and dream, I am. The wind bites, the earth shifts, the infinite waits. I take them all, trembling and tall. I've wrestled the void, wept at its edge, laughed in its face. It gives no truth. I forge my own. Not a path, not a piece, but a pulse. One I claim with every beat. One I live until it stops or I soar. This is my anguish, my faith, my absurd and unbroken song.